Hello students and welcome to this new video. This is the part 8 video of our session 8 in unit 2 web applications. In this unit web applications we are studying the session 8. This session 8 is about internet security and this is the part 8 video of session 8. So what are we going to do in this video? In this video we are now going to study about the 4 UAC settings which are possible in the UAC settings window. Okay, see the user account control of UAC settings window is displayed over here. Okay, how is it open? We have seen this in the previous video. We have seen the steps that how we can open this window. We have to just open the action center, and then in the left pane you have to click on the change user account control settings button. Then what will happen? This user account control settings window will be open. So there are 4 settings which can be done using this user account control settings window. Okay, first of all, the first setting is about always notify. Okay, the first setting is known as always notify settings. So what does it mean? This is the most secure option of the settings. This setting is the most secure of all the other settings. Okay, it notifies us anytime a program tries to make changes to our computer or in Windows settings. Then what will happen? Every time any program tries to make any changes to our computer settings or any type of Windows settings, then what will happen? This user account control will always notify the user or the administrator. Okay, when you are notified of a pending change, then our desktop is dimmed to prevent other programs from running until a decision is made. So whenever we are notified of a pending change, it means what? Whenever the user account control program notifies of any change which is pending, okay, then what will happen? Our desktop will be dimmed. Dimmed means what? It will be almost turned off. It is not turned off, but the brightness is actually minimized, okay, to the minimum extent. So what does it mean? That because it is dimmed, because the desktop is dimmed, so what will happen? Other programs will stop running until a decision is made. So unless we decide whether we want to apply the changes which have been done by any program, then what will happen? Until we permit those changes, what will happen? Our desktop will be dimmed. So due to which what will happen? The other programs will be prevented from running. Okay, other programs will not run until and unless we have made a decision as to whether we want to apply the changes or you want to revert back the changes. If you choose to revert back the changes, then what will happen? The changes will not be done to your computer settings. Okay, and you must either approve or deny the change in the UAC dialog box. Okay, see what will happen when the user has been notified of the change, and what will happen? This user account control dialog box is shown. What is the way of notifying the user? The user account control program notifies the user by making use of this dialog box. So this is you can say that this is a type of pop-up dialog box. So what is this actually happening? Here it is notifying you of the changes. Okay, like it is asking you a question here: do you want to allow the following program to make changes to this computer? So here, what is the program? The program name which is showing you this dialog box is the user account control settings program. Okay, what it is doing? If you click on show details, then what will happen? The details of the program will be shown which has caused the changes to this settings. Okay, so here it is asking you whether you want to allow the program to make the changes or you don't want to. If you click on yes, then what will happen? The program which is wanting to make the changes will be allowed to make the changes to the computer settings. If you click on no, then what will happen? It means that we are denying the changes. So what will happen? This will prevent that program from making the changes, and unless and until we choose any of these two options, yes or no. So as soon as this dialog box is displayed and we are given with the choice of choosing any one of these options, yes or no, then what will happen? As soon as this pop-up dialog box is displayed, the desktop is dimmed. Desktop is dimmed means what? The other programs are prevented from running, and they will not continue to run unless and until the user has chosen any of the two options. Okay, either he has chosen to accept the changes or he has chosen to deny the changes. So this is the features of always notifies options of the user account control. Okay, if you have done your settings to always notify, then what will happen? Every time there is any change, the user account control will notify you of this change by displaying this type of dialog box. Okay, so we have now understood the first one, the always notify, we have understood. Now we come on to the second type of settings, which is known as the notify me only when programs try to make changes to my computer. Okay, so in this case you will notified only when any program is trying to make changes to the computer. Okay, this is the default settings. Okay, if you don't choose any settings by your own, then the default setting is this only. Okay, so in this case you will be notified only when some program is trying to make changes to your computer. Then the third one is notify me only when programs try to make changes to my computer but do not dim my desktop. In this case, what will happen? You will be notified only when some program is trying to make changes to the computer, but in this case the desktop is not dimmed. It means that the other programs are not prevented from executing and the desktop is not dimmed, so every other program will continue executing till you are notified and you make a decision. There will be no stoppage to the other programs and they will continue to execute as they were executing previously. Okay, so this is the third option. Then fourth option is never notify. This is the least secure setting. Never notify means what? You are telling it to notify you. You are telling it to don't notify to the user in spite of any change that any program might be making to the system. This is the least secure setting. It means you are telling the user account control not to do any action. Never notify means what? You are telling it you are telling the UAC that you should never notify to the user even if there are some major changes being happening to the computer by being done to the computer by some program. Okay, that in this case what will happen? Even if a program tries to do any major change to the computer, you will never be notified and you will never be able to stop that program from making any changes. So this is the least secure settings. Okay, so I will always advise you that you should never set your settings to never notify, otherwise there will be no use of this user account control. The user account control will not be able to perform any task. It will not be able to notify you of any changes if you are choosing this fourth option, which is never notify. Okay, so we have seen these four options. Okay, now we come out to the next topic, which is Windows 7 Action Center maintenance. Okay, how now we have studied about Windows 7 Action Center. Now we study about the maintenance portion. Okay, so Action Center automatically displays any issues with computer maintenance that it finds. Okay, in the previous videos we have seen about the security section. Now we are going to see about the maintenance section of the Windows 7 Action Center. So it displays any issues. If there is any issue with the computer maintenance, then it will automatically display the issue. Okay, that it is finding. To view the status of all the maintenance items, click the arrow next to the maintenance icon. Okay, when you see maintenance on the window, Action Center window, you have to just, there's an arrow over there. So if you want to view the status of all the maintenance items which are being maintained by this Action Center, then how we can see them? We can see these items just by clicking on the arrow. You can see the arrow here just besides maintenance. You can see the arrow which is displayed over here. Okay, just by clicking on this arrow, what will happen? A drop down list will appear where you will see the list of all the items which are being maintained, which are being looked after by the Action Center. Okay, so click the arrow next to maintenance for viewing the status of all the maintenance terms. Then what will happen? Action Center will display the status of all maintenance items and recommends the fixes for any detected issues. So like we have seen the solution button in the previous case of security options, also here also what it is displaying, it recommends the fixes for any detected issues with the help of buttons also. Okay, like for example here what is there? The setup backup is a issue which is it is a maintenance issue which has been reported, which has been shown by the maintenance section of the Action Center, and what it is showing, it is also giving you with the option to set up your backup. This is type of solution button which it is providing for this problem or for this detected issue. Okay, so in this way, in the case of maintenance issues also, Action Center is helping us to solve the issues. Not only it is notifying us about the issues, but it is also helping us to solve the issues by providing us the solution also. Okay, then there are many other solutions also, many other issues also which you can see in the maintenance window. Like here they are: check for solutions to problem reports. Okay, then backup is also one issue. Setup backup is already reported there over there. Okay, then check for update is also one issue. Then troubleshooting and system maintenance, this is another issue. So these are the various issues which are displayed usually in the Action Center maintenance section of the window. Okay, now we come on to security and private settings in Internet Explorer. So why are these security and private settings done in the Internet Explorer or in any other browser? Let us see the reason for that. See, why are these used? These are used because by adjusting Internet Explorer's privacy settings, we can affect how websites monitor your online activity. Okay, so by adjusting these privacy settings, what is the advantage? That we are able to control how the websites are monitoring our online activity. So we have already studied that the websites are using cookies to monitor and record the online activity of the users. Whatever activity the user is performing on the website the website will store the record about that activity on the user system only. Okay, on the user's own system, on the visitor's own computer system, the website is storing or recording the information about the activities in the form of cookies on the user system or the visitor system. Okay, so using these cookies, they are trying to monitor the online activity, and they are also recording that activity. So by adjusting the privacy settings, we can control what information the websites are allowed to store on the computer and what they are not. Okay, we can have what we are able to control what can affect the way that how the websites monitor our online activity. That also can be affected by changing the privacy settings. For example, we can decide which cookies are stored. We can choose how and when sites can use our location information, and we can also block unwanted pop-ups. So we can do mainly three types of settings we can do. We can decide which cookies are stored. If we don't want any particular cookie from any particular website to be stored, then we can also delete that cookie. We can also do the setting that website will never be allowed to store cookies on a system. That also we can choose. If we choose any website, if we don't like any website to store its cookies on a computer, then we can also set that also. We can also provide that setting using which we can also prevent any website from storing the cookies. Then we can also choose how and when sites can use our location information. See, our location information is also being shared with many websites. Many websites are sharing our location information also. What is the location from which we are accessing the website? So this also we can choose how and when sites can use our location information. Whether we want to share, then we can share that information. If you don't want to share, we can also hide the information also. Okay, then the third is we can block unwanted pop-ups. And we can, many times what happens, unwanted pop-ups are displayed on the screen, which are very disturbing to us, and they hamper our normal functioning. They will disturb the normal functioning of our work. Okay, if we are doing some important work and the pop-ups will come all of a sudden, then what will happen? We will get disturbed and our work will get affected. That is why we can also block the unwanted pop-ups. Okay, so that our work can carry on more smoothly. So these are the different advantages. These are the different uses of the security and privacy settings or private settings in Internet Explorer. Similar settings can also be done in other browsers also. It is not just for Internet Explorer. Here we have discussed only for Internet Explorer, but it doesn't mean that security settings can be security and privacy settings can be done only in Internet Explorer. These security and private settings can be done in any browser, but only what will happen, the methodology and the steps which are to be taken will be different for all the browsers. Okay, for all the browsers, different steps will be followed for applying these different security and privacy settings. Okay, so with this we end this video here. In the next video we will start with in private browsing and what are cookies. Okay, till then, thank you and goodbye. I hope you have understood the video.